Yeah, this is Billiam. I feel like there was no bigger event in kids' TV than the TV movie. The build-up and payoff to a Disney Channel original movie or a movie on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon was very intense. Whether it was High School Musical 2 or Fairly Odd Parents Channel Chasers, they made this stuff an event, and when they would re-air it, it would also be an event. Sort of like, you know, the channel programming directors rolling out a cart and putting a movie on for us so we shut up for 2 hours. However, one TV movie that I never watched as a kid, despite really liking the show it was based on, was Ben 10 Race Against Time.
Ben Tennyson has never been normal. And in his hometown, that can be a problem.
Ben 10 originally aired on Cartoon Network, and it's about a summer road trip turned crazy when 10-year-old Ben Tennyson discovers a piece of alien-made technology called the Omnitrix, which permanently attaches itself to Ben's wrist, giving Ben the power to turn into 10 different super-powered alien heroes. The original Ben 10 was a really fun show that actually aired its canonical finale a few months before the airing of this movie at the end of the summer in 2007. This aired a few months later in the fall and is actually a sequel, taking place at the end of the summer when Ben has to go back to school, transitioning from living an exciting life, being a superhero on a road trip, and being at the center of this intergalactic conflict to, you know, being just some regular dweeb at school.
It really is something that the whole family can watch together, and the older people won't be like, oh my gosh, it's like, this is like a little kid's show. It's pretty cool, actually, so I'm pretty excited.
You see, I did think Ben 10 was a show for little kids, and I was sort of embarrassed that I liked it as much as I did. When I thought of a Ben 10 live-action movie, I wanted to see something that justified to all the people I thought would make fun of me for liking the show that Ben 10 was really cool. But despite the promise from Mr. Live-Action Ben 10 himself here, this movie really just leaned into what Ben 10 already was, just a, you know, fun thing for kids. And looking back on it, I actually think that makes it better than I was expecting it to be. So let's look at Ben 10 Race Against Time, because it's actually a pretty faithful adaptation of the show, and because you guys just gotta see some of this shit. Hey, it's me, your internet service provider. You got any tasty information I could sell? Me? Yeah, certainly. All right, give it here. You know the deal. No, well, you can't do that. Yes, I can. I have ExpressVPN. Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is a virtual private network which adds an extra layer of privacy and security to your information online. It's essentially like a secure tunnel between your device and the internet, keeping your browsing habits private from your ISP and providing extra layers of security against hacking risks. And don't even try it. One of the coolest things about a VPN is you can reroute your connection to a server in another country, making geographically restricted content a thing of the past. I can access region-specific content on websites like Netflix, like Studio Ghibli films, which I've been watching more of recently because I actually haven't seen a lot of them. You can't watch these on US Netflix, but if Netflix asks, I'm in the UK. Along with a few other things we don't really get in the States, like Rick and Morty and Parts Unknown. I'm always impressed by how fast it is to use. I just hit connect in the app and boom, you're connected to a secure server just like that. So if you're intrigued, go to expressvpn.com/Billiam to get 3 months free. Thank you again to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Ben 10 Race Against Time originally aired in November of 2007, and like many other kids' TV movies from the time, this absolutely was an event. The film was directed by Notable Bill and Smosh the Movie director Alex Winter on a budget of roughly $5 million. Winter really wanted this movie to be something families could watch and enjoy together, so he wanted to lean stylistically in the direction of the X-Men franchise, but while also maintaining the original fun spirit of the show. Film opens in Ben's hometown of the Warner Brothers studio lot. No Marty McFly or Gilmore Girls here, but there is a hooded figure messing stuff up in the town square.
Dude, what's with all the noise?
So here he comes, Ben 10 Live Action 2007 HQ official, baby, in the flesh, the CGI flesh.
People are trying to sleep, guy. Couldn't you wait until tomorrow to go on a rampage?
People are trying to sleep, guy. Couldn't you wait till tomorrow to go on a rampage?
This opening scene definitely was not giving me good vibes before the movie started. Heat Blast is not super energetic or charismatically animated here, and the villain not responding to the conversation makes it super awkward.
Heat Blast!
Oh, so this is gonna be that kind of movie. Okay. Damn, Benjamin, that's a pretty cool move, but I think it'd be a little quicker just to, you know, walk on over, buddy. So the cops arrive, but all the minions come out, and oh my god, Ben just sits there and lets them get their ass kicked. Oh my god, it's the gazebo from Gilmore Girls. But now it's Ben's turn to kick ass.
That was awesome.
You know, it wasn't until now that I really recognized the lyric in the theme song that says Ben will make bad guys pay for what they've done, and Ben makes them pay. Holy hell, he makes them pay. But you know, not in any meaningful way that'll help the small business owner recoup the cost of the smashed window, but in a way that makes Ben feel like a big man when he faces Grandpa and Gwen. They came to help out, but it's been done. Ben has done what he had to do.
No, you and the Onyx are done for tonight. I gotta get you back into bed before your parents wake up. Besides, you got school tomorrow.
Oh, man.
So we see Ben's hometown, and they're really trying to sell the small town feeling with that music, aren't they? I need 6 eggs. That's too expensive. So Ben has to go to school where absolutely everyone hates him. Like it's that Spider-Man 2002 situation where everyone just brutally hates the protagonist for some reason. Like, why is that? What did you do, Ben? Did he like turn into Stinkfly and shit in the urinal? Like, no wonder why Ben's an asshole.
You know, I think you're supposed to chew the gum tabbies and not wear it. Just consider it a little welcome back present from us, loser.
You know, Ben doesn't take their insults too harshly because, well, at the end of the day, these two kids probably auditioned for the role of Ben 10 as well, and, well, who's Ben 10 now? You know, I actually do think the school setting is what makes this movie work as a Ben 10 movie. It's a place we've never really seen Ben in before, and it's a story that actually does work well in live action. Ben is played by Graham Phillips, and Gwen is played by Haley Ram, and honestly, they do a pretty good job. They do translate the characters pretty well.
Famous? For what exactly?
What do you mean? I spent the entire summer fighting aliens.
Correction, we spent an entire summer fighting aliens. You, me, and Grandpa.
I know, they threw him a poster.
Ben, you're supposed to be over this whole teamwork doesn't work for me thing. Like, that was your whole arc in the TV show. Don't tell me you never learned your lesson. Please. And you know, the $6 million man himself, Lee Majors here, plays Grandpa.
Gotta stop fantasizing about Lee Majors. One more.
You want some squirrel jerky? Calms the nerves.
And he definitely brings a level of gruffness to the role that wasn't there before, but I think he does a good job of being the sweet grandparent for the kids to lean on. Ben isn't feeling very special, so he wants to tell everyone at school about his secret identity.
What's the point in having the Omnitrix if I can't use it?
So you think they'll like you better if they know you're a hero?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think this line delivery in particular is what made me like this performance. Of course, these aren't one-to-one translations. I mean, Ben and Gwen are played by grown adults in the show. Ben doesn't like school, and his parents don't like that Ben is such a dweeb. Like, just get some more friends, bro. It's not that hard. You a fucking nerd or what? So Ben resorts to the only friend he has, his cousin Gwen, who now goes to school with him. So Ben and Gwen decide to join the talent show to make Ben's parents happy. He goes to the diner, and the waitress is super nice to him. Like, they're friends, but then one by one, all of Ben's class rolls in to, you know, just roast him. You piece of shit! So Ben is going to get revenge on the bullies by transforming into forearms and, I guess, beating them to death. What was his plan here? Hopefully Ben has more mercy on these bullies than the dude from before. But fortunately for the lives of the other children, the Omnitrix glitches out and Ben turns into a much less lethal alien. Let's just frame-by-frame analysis of this transformation real quick. Wow. Yep. Yeah, this doesn't look too good, does it? Animal Planet's the most extreme. You have a competitor for the most weirdest, horrific people. So Ben becomes gray matter and decides to get revenge on the bullies by throwing a bunch of food at them. And sure, it's embarrassing for the bullies, but all of the consequences of cleaning up are left for Ben's only friend in the entire diner to clean up. Wow. You know, I'm starting to think that maybe there's a reason why all these kids are mean to Ben. Like, maybe he brought it on themselves. It's like, wow, Ben can transform into all of these aliens, but he still can't transform into a good person. It's disappointing. While Gwen is looking at photos she took for the yearbook, they notice something weird in the photo of Ben.
Oh, what is that?
Can you focus it?
Not on this software.
This is just a perfect testament to how much of a dumbass Ben is.
You actually look like you know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing.
Gwen just opened up Word and typed a bunch of letters and then used sleight of hand to open up Photoshop while Ben wasn't looking. And you know, the dumbass is none the wiser. But who is that?
Do you know this creep boy?
Grandpa drops the exposition.
And the plumber alive who doesn't. His name is Eon of Cronia.
The Plumbers are this secret organization that manages aliens and other paranormal encounters. Well, Ben is having trouble at school. Turns out Grandpa and the other remaining plumbers are having trouble too. The dangerous alien Eon has escaped a leftover plumber facility. So they gotta track down where this guy escaped from, meaning it's live action road trip time. So they go to the plumber holding facility where Eon was being watched over by plumber Constantine Jacobs, who was a friend of Grandpa. Oh, this guy's dead.
I'm not dead!
Damn, this dude's just a character.
Eon did this. Made me old in the blink of an eye.
Constantine Jacobs tells them about the device Eon is after, the Hands of Armageddon, which will allow all the Cronians to come to Earth and take it over.
You're the one. The boy who found the Omnitrix.
Alex Winter himself played Constantine Jacobs, and if that isn't writing yourself the best role, I don't know what is. I mean, sure, Lin-Manuel Miranda writing Hamilton as a self-insert OC is one thing, but imagine stealing the entire movie with a single wonderful performance. He dies. Right in front of their eyes, and they just keep going on with the conversation. I guess he and Grandpa were friends, but not that good of friends. So they go to the secret plumber weapons holding facility located under the hardware store, which is where they store all the alien weapons the plumbers have confiscated. You know, this is a pretty pedestrian looking elevator for a top secret base. You think they had to kill the elevator inspector to keep the location confidential? Or do you think the inspection note is just sort of a disguise thing, which if so, it's pretty stupid of them to be riding in an uninspected elevator. So Ben meets all the leftover plumber agents who are still active, who all turn out to be adults living in Ben's life. So the Cronians raid the hardware store to get the weapon, and damn, it's an all-out brawl. So going from the heat blast fight to this is just wonderful. Like this is good. Look at this tag team maneuver. Bang! Like, is this action cheesy? Absolutely, but it's a high quality cheese. It's like an exclusive only at Williams Sonoma $3,000 wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano. Goes great on some gabagool. They fight them and succeed, but Eon saves the budget by disabling the Omnitrix, meaning Ben can't go hero to fight him. Eon keeps messing with Ben. He wants the Omnitrix for some reason. He's got some weird warp and time powers. Dude, nice orb. I can do that too. Just another excellent fight. I'm a big fan of projectile followed by shot of dude flying back into a wall. So Ben sets a trap for Eon, but Eon's able to outsmart Ben because Eon is a grown adult. He blows up Grandpa's RV, the Rust Bucket, and now the Cronians have finally succeeded in taking over the plumber base because they had the big brain idea of trying to take it over for a second time. Eon recognizes you're only failing if you don't learn. He traps Ben and explains his master plan.
You are me, Benjamin.
No, you're lying!
So it turns out Eon's like a super old version of Ben from an alternate timeline. He wants to put his own alternate Ben DNA into the Omnitrix and turn regular Ben into an older version of Ben, aka Eon, for Eon to take over and become Ben. So yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Monkey.
So then he puts his other Ben DNA into the Omnitrix and Ben turns into older Ben, but then Eon leaves because there can only be one older Ben, and Ben is evil. He's gonna open the Hands of Armageddon. He's becoming Eon, and he's gonna bring all of evil Ben's homies from across the galaxy to Earth to take it over. But you know, Gwen's able to talk him down from it. So Ben unlocks his cool new transformation, Eon. You know, let's just real quick, top 5 Ben 10 alien transformations, let's go. Number 5, Heat Blast. Number 4, Gray Matter. Number 3, Upchuck. Number 2, just like a slightly older, different version of Ben, but he's British.
Ben!
Sorry.
But he doesn't really look that much like Ben, so, you know, it's just some dude. Number 1, Cannonbolt. Then Eon comes back and he's like, wait, what? You turned good? You weren't supposed to do that. But Ben beats him up, and if that wasn't enough, he explodes too, for a second time. So Grandpa gets this crazy idea of stopping the hands of Armageddon by sticking some wire into it. Like, you know, a kid sticking a fork into the electrical outlet. Grandpa's gonna die. So they get the big brain idea of telling Grandpa to stop sticking the fork in the electrical outlet so he doesn't die. Go figure. The machine shuts down and they save the day. But oh no, it's the night of the talent show, but Gwen and Ben make it and they have just enough time to use Ben's transformation to cheat. Oh, thank God, my kid's not a fucking loser. Jesus, I was getting worried there for a second. Ben and Gwen get second place, but that's okay, because the real prize for Ben was getting to transform into an older version of himself so he can sneak into bars.
What's exciting about doing a Ben 10 movie for me is, first of all, I've got a 9-year-old son and him and all of his friends are totally obsessed with the show. So it was really fun to work on something that, you know, my son could be heavily involved in and all his friends could be involved in. Though most of the time they were just telling me what I was doing wrong, which is fun too. It's
kind of sweet that Alex Winter made this for his kids, and I find that kind of fitting because I was getting a real Spy Kids vibe from this film. And Robert Rodriguez notoriously made that film for his kids too. It has an exciting innocence to it, and while it doesn't completely operate off of kid logic like Rodriguez's films, I can't help but to smile and have childlike fun while watching it. Sure, the aliens don't always look great, except for Gray Matter for some reason. He looks fantastic. They really do want to bring the aliens to life in a fun way, so yeah, while Heat Blast could have just walked on over, isn't it kind of fun that he moseys on over by rocket jet instead? I say it is. They make sure never to let any scene drag on. I mean, the fact that the heaviest exposition drop in the whole movie is delivered by a silly, dead, mummified zombie man whose hand falls off is a testament to that.
The hardware store.
It's a blast to watch, and whether or not that's because it's a good movie really doesn't matter. I'd be willing to watch this for a second time, and I can't even say that about most Marvel movies. I know a lot of Ben 10 fans would like to see a super big budget MCU style movie, and maybe we'll get that one day too, but this is charming in its own right. And just because it could be more grandiose and better doesn't mean I don't enjoy it for what it is. Honestly, I enjoyed this movie a whole lot more than I was expecting. I am not recommending everyone to go out and watch this, but being a sequel to Ben 10, it does put the character in a new scenario that we haven't seen him in before, and it's something that actually works quite well in live action. Fortunately, the actors do a good enough job for me to accept this as part of Ben 10's world. So sure, while it's not the big budget, really cool live action Ben 10 movie I wanted as a kid, it was a piece of Ben 10 that I just never got to experience as a kid because I was stupid and stubborn. Kind of makes me wish this was like a 12 episode series or something. I would actually watch it. So anyways, I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
you